Find my way through there. There's so many people here today, and I guess they probably came to see you guys as well, so welcome. And I'm really glad I haven't worn a frock today.
So am I.
Mind you, we could have sold you one at Myer.
Which reminds me, what is the best-selling item at the moment at Myer?
Oh, it's easy. The best-selling item we've got at Myer at the moment is a product called Freeze Frame, which is exclusive to Myer.
Oh, please,
and it's Australia's first liquid Botox. So it's a Botox cream. So if you like, we sell hope in our stores. And it sells for $99. Actually, looking at you two on the stage, I should have brought a couple of samples with me, I think.
I think I could have done with a sample as well. They say never work with animals and children, and I think I'm about to add retailers to that. Andrew, what's the biggest selling item at your outfit at Metcash?
The biggest selling item as a SKU would be bananas.
Bananas?
Yeah, we don't have any straight ones though.
If only those people who need the Botox would have more bananas, they do it better. And what about you, John?
The most exciting product we've got at the moment in terms of just pure dollars is kit customised kitchens. And with the government program on insulation, bats are coming in and going out at a rate that's very exciting for us.
So the pink bat-led recovery. Well, thanks and welcome everybody. We're going to have a little grilling session here over lunch, and we'll come and take questions from about 1:30. So have some questions ready, and we'll be roving around with the microphones. So please don't be shy. I'm going to ask all the really stupid ones, so your smart ones are going to stand out. And the three of you are here today because the topic for today is the bellwether of the economy, and we know traditionally the bellwether was the sheep that walked at the front of the flock with the bell. We won't say often what the sheep was. It was usually not a boy sheep anymore, but it was a sheep. So that was the one that warned all the others what was coming. So the retail sector of the economy is such a massive part of the Australian economy. We figure these three guys are the ones who know where we're heading and will give us the real heartbeat on where the economy is at the moment. So let's just take each of you in turn. Andrew, you actually reported yesterday, so tell us, what are you seeing and what kind of mood is out there?
In terms of the economy, not too sure about a bellwether, but we're not a good gauge. We sell everyday requirements. There's nothing really in our basket that's subject to discretionary spending. And I'm sure you'd all agree with me that a slab of VB or a bottle of red wine is an everyday necessity in Australia, so it doesn't really help. But the interesting thing that we are seeing is, and I think it's a sign of the times, is that the man in the street that's got a job, that doesn't fear for his job, is actually better off than he was 12 months ago. Interest rates are down, petrol's a bit cheaper, although it's come back in the last few months. So we've really seen no weakness. If anything, we've seen a strength. And what happens in our industry, and I think it's a worldwide phenomenon, is people eat less away from the home and more at home, so that's good for supermarkets. And there's this whole thing about the home becoming, more important. People are learning to cook again. Can't say that in front of my wife, but people are learning to cook again. And enjoying the home life and becoming home-centric. So no real weakness in our sector and no real signs of it either. Business continues to be quite strong.
In spite of the doom and gloom that was around so much beforehand. John, people have been doing a bit more hardware shopping as well, haven't they?
Yeah, just adding to Andrew's comments, the person who's in a job who's not fearing for their job is a lot better off. And the combined actions of the fiscal strength and the fiscal response of the federal government, together with the huge reduction in interest rates, and let's not forget the last time we had a really nasty recession in Australia, 1990-ish, it was 17% interest rates people were tackling. Well, that's a long way from where we are now. So people in that position are better off, and as a result, they're a bit more resilient than people predicted, and that's resulting in some strength. The other aspect that's maybe a bit more sectoral, and I think Andrew is enjoying that, and perhaps not Bernie, is the underemployment. So a lot of people have a job, but not as much as they like. So a 4-day week or a 9-day fortnight, or overtime's gone. That means they're around the home and pottering a little bit. and doing some things, and that's been good for our business.
Bernie, why do you think consumers have been so resilient?
I think we're at the more AB demographic, so we're very reliant on what you would call the discretionary spend. So therefore, things such as the superannuation issues, the stock market issues, almost have a significant and quick knock-on effect in our business. I mean, we can measure whether the market's up 20 or 30 points basically on a day's sales. It is that demonstrative in the difference in what happens in our customer. We're seeing people that were spending $2,000 or $3,000 on a dress trading down. We're seeing people that would be quite happy with spending large amounts of money fitting out a home with homewares, not doing that as well. So there's no doubt that cream, that top end, that AB demographic has been hurt significantly. We have a really good measure, which is our loyalty program. We've got about 180 customers that spend over $35,000 a year with us, and we have another 18,000 that spend over 7,500 customers. And when you look at the mix of what they're purchasing, there are significant signs that they're trading down, significant signs that they're not replacing their homewares and products as much. So it's been, and lastly, that where our Myer Visa card used to have more put on it each month, we're now getting more paid off each month than puts on it. So the customer is still very, very reticent to spend and still undergoing a fair bit of uncertainty in the market.
Well, the big question now is, have we hit the bottom? Who wants to tackle that one? Andrew, you're not doing anything up the end. I'll talk to you.
Not doing anything yet. No, it's a very interesting concept, and everyone has their version of why we are where we are in terms of the global financial crisis and so on. My personal perception, and it was very interesting, I read an article I'll tell you about, is that other than basic necessities, there's a massive deleveraging that still has to take place. So essentially, as consumers, I think we were living beyond our means. I think we were living a lot on credit. I mean, I don't know what the figure is for Australia, but the average American consumer uses 4 times the calories they need to survive each day. And the article that I read was by the new boss of Toyota, who's the grandson, and he's come back into the business. And he was talking about his American business, and the American car industry used to sell 16 million cars a year. And his dream, in terms of his restructuring, is that it's currently at 8 million cars a year, and his dream is that it's going to go back to 11 or 12. So I think the thing that we're still going to get, and it's a question of how we cushion to it, is a sort of a deleveraging where we do with less or make our car last longer. Because he understands, and what he's saying is we'll never get back to 16 million cars a year because that's not what Americans require, but somewhere around 11 or 12. And his big job is which plants does he shut? And I think we still have to see that flowing through the world. So I'm hopeful. I think the stimulus package, and I think a lot of the things that the government and institutions did in Australia will cushion us from the effect, but we've still got 2 or 3 years to work these things through.